Canada, governments of all levels continue to impose new taxes and borrowing requirements to the housing market, to anybody who wants to get into the market. There are so many taxes and so many little things that the markets are starting to show the pain of it all, right? It's like a big bucket. You keep on putting stuff in it and pretty soon nobody can pick it up. And that's what's going on. And the government of Canada needs to go away. Leave things alone. The free market works. Get out of the way. I mean, they get in the way all the time. Recently, they announced, the federal government announced they're giving $1 billion or more to the housing market, because they need more affordable housing in Toronto, and they're doing the same thing in a lot of different cities. And again, it's not proper, it's not right, and they're hurting the marketplace, and they just need to, clean the streets and make sure the army is strong and do stuff like that. Leave this other stuff to people that are thinkers, slow thinkers. We don't need to do big jobs, and that's what they're trying to do. Export Development Canada. This is a kind of a socialist gig, I guess, and it was put together by the government to say, let's take taxpayer money and go spend it, I guess. And there's billions and billions of dollars that the Crown Agency over the years has lent. They say lent and partially given to SNC-Lavalin. And so the taxpayers now are actually involved in illegal payments, bribes and so on, unknowingly, but it's their money. We're talking billions of dollars. So the government, follow me on this. So the government puts together an agency and says, here's a whole bunch of money. Your money is getting spent all the time by these crazy guys. And take the money and help people, companies rather, that do exports from our country. So of course they pick that Lavalin company, and about as crooked as a dog's hind leg, it would appear, at least based on all the things that are going on. And now you, as a Canadian taxpayer, you're involved in this thing. It's your money. Bad. Okay. That Lavalin and so many other, I can never say it, SL, blah, blah, blah. There are that and so many other scandals that the government is doing in Canada. And a poll just came out, and now the Liberal Party and the Conservative Party are actually tied. The Liberal Party is a little bit behind the Conservative Party. So, Conservative, break that down, will you? I mean, maybe you should do something different, okay? If you can't be way ahead of the other guys when you got so much help, I mean, these guys are falling on their sword every day, and the public still says that they would rather vote for Trudeau. This Nanos tracking now puts Trudeau as a preferred choice as Prime Minister at 31%, Scheer, the leader of the official opposition, at 26%. I mean, 26% to 31% for the bad guy when so much bad is going on. I mean, every minute of every day, there's more bad for the Liberal government. And it looks like they still could win. The worst thing that could happen to Canada would be that they would have a minority government, because then it would be like British Columbia, where 4 men, I think it's 4, could be 3, all in their Green Party, they control the whole province because they're propping up the governing party, right? And if that happens federally and you get a couple of Green whacks and a couple of NDP whacks in there, we're ruined forever and we'll never recover. And what's going on? Conservatives, I beg you, would you analyze this? You're doing something wrong. Over 65% of Canadians haven't voted Conservative ever. What are you doing? You're doing the same thing all of the time. Mr. Scheer, I bet you're a wonderful guy. You're probably a great family man. You're probably honest, but you can't win. You just can't. And I'm a patriot. What are you doing to my country? Step aside. Get somebody in there with a little bit of oomph, because you ain't got it. I mean, hey, we could talk all day about what I don't got. I'm not trying to do a personal attack on you, because I think, again, let me repeat, you're probably a wonderful guy. Look at the numbers. I mean, polls are for strippers and dogs too, I understand. But there's an election coming up here in a few months. Your numbers should be 80% approval. Instead, you're almost 10 points below the bad guy. It's scary. It scares the bloody bejeebers out of me. I want my country back, and I don't know how to get it. Then you got this Notley woman in the NDP that called me leader in Alberta. She's running for re-election, and she said, if you will elect me, again, re-elect me, I will cover the prescription costs for the majority of Alberta seniors. And then she has this statement. There are seniors in Alberta who are actually forced to choose between filling their prescriptions or filling their fridges, and that isn't right. Where have you been doing for the last 4 years? You've been a premier for 4 years. Nobody's ever heard about this. And all of a sudden we're hearing that you want to give somebody something for nothing. Again and again. Why don't you just put the taxes down? Better yet, why don't you just go away? Life is short. You know what? It's very short. But if you can't laugh at yourself, particularly all you liberal types, call me. I will. Hey, see ya.